Hello everyone, good afternoon, welcome to Newsbeat. My name is Kenneth Jesse. Let's take a look at our top stories for today. Traders within the Kumasi metropolis who closed their shops in protest of exorbitant taxes have agreed to call off their strike. Teacher unions locked up in a meeting with officials of Education Ministry to avert a possible strike action over poor conditions of service. And in news from elsewhere, communities in 3 Australian states ordered to evacuate as torrential rain brings major flooding, affecting at least 500 homes with 1 person dead and another missing. Details of these and many other stories plus business and sports coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. Let's begin this bulletin from the Ashanti region as the aggrieved traders in parts of that region who closed their shops over concerns over the negative impact of high taxes on their businesses have agreed to call off their strike. For more update on this, I've been joined by a resident correspondent in the Ashanti region, Abdul Basit Suleiman. Basit, can you confirm or otherwise whether the traders have indeed reopened their shops?
Yes, Ken, I can confirm to you that traders at the business district of Kumasi have opened their shops today, Friday, to commence businesses. Their decision to open the shop comes after several meetings with stakeholders. They met with GRA, they met with a lot of stakeholders. Just this morning, they just finished with the Ashanti Prime Minister together with the entire management of the Regional Coordinating Council. And you guys can see behind me the executives of the business owners in the room are all here, and they all agree that they will commence businesses so their demands are met. Even though the Ashanti Prime Minister have given them some kinds of assurances that he will do everything possible to ensure that the GRA together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry will collaborate and do whatever possible means to ensure that they have a smooth environment for them to operate. The traders were accusing the GRA, for the method that they've been using to take VAT from them. The PRA has been have positioned some of their officers in various shops within the Sedum district. Every item that will be purchased in the shop, the VRA will have to take note of it, which, according to the traders, is creating nuisance to them. And they are calling on government to institute measures so that every item should be taxed at the entry point or the manufacturing point, so that this harassment by the GRA authorities will not be meted to those who are doing their own businesses to satisfy their families. So the meeting just ended here at the Regional Coordinating Council, and both parties have agreed that to call off their sit-down strike, and economic activities has begun this morning within the Central Business District of Kumasi.
Right. Basit, when I spoke to you a couple of days ago, they seemed very defiant, and now they've agreed to open their shops. Are they going to close their shops again if their demands are not met? Are they going to close their shops again if their demands are not met?
From the indication,
I'm asking if they are going to close their shops again if their demands are not met.
That's what they said. That's what they said earlier on. According to them, the regional minister has given them all the assurances, and meeting with trade advocacy together with Union Traders Association also made them believe that so they will be cooperating. The minister has given them. They've not done so. The country minister is addressing the minister.
In the Ashanti region, and we're trying to get the Executive Secretary of the Ashanti Business Owners Association, Charles Kusi Apiakubi, for his thoughts on this. But in the meantime, the Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, George Mrikuduka, in the renewed fight against illegal mining, says government is handing over the Brim River to the Association of Small-Scale Miners to help improve the turbidity levels.
We're hoping that with the introduction of the river guards who will be patrolling 24/7 on our river, the banks of our river bodies, with the introduction of the river boats that will be patrolling from the upstream to the downstream, with the introduction of vantage security posts that will be erected to also strengthen the work of these river guards and the security agencies, the setting up of the situational room at the ministry agency, and for that matter, the Minerals Commission, the introduction of body cam that will be worn by these river guards to prevent extortions and all other infractions. I believe the battle will be won. As a ministry, we have handed over Brim as a river to the Small Scale Miners Association to ensure that the turbidity level get better soon. We wish you well. We'll be with you. The security agencies will cooperate with you. And I believe you sensitize and conscientize your colleagues, not only Brim, but will pilot it, ensure with your support, Brim will get better.
Meanwhile, the Media Coalition Against Galamsey is also calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, order all small-scale and surface mining activities to stop immediately to allow water bodies and forests affected to be restored. I've been joined on the telephone lines by the Communications Director for the Small-Scale Miners Association of Ghana, Abdul Razak Al-Hassan, for more on this. Abdul Razak, what do you make of the calls by the Media Coalition Against Galamsey to suspend all surface mining activities?
SIM card again.
Hello, Abdul Razak, can you hear me? Right, we're trying to get in touch with Abdul Razak, who is with the Small Scale Miners Association. You can join us on Facebook at metrotv.com/newsbeat. You can also join us on Twitter at Metro TV Ghana. Now, to other stories, President Akufo-Addo has called on leaders in Gulf states to collaborate and deal with piracy on the territory. He addressed a virtual conference after his election as chairman of the Gulf of Guinea Commission.
Your Excellencies, we all agree on the importance of revitalizing the Gulf of Guinea Commission and ensuring the effective implementation of its mandate, as well as making it more relevant to our collective objective of guaranteeing peace, security, and stability in our region. Indeed, a week ago in Abuja, capital of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, experts and the Council of Ministers of the Commission held in-person meetings to consider reports of the Commission, which we have successfully adopted. It is my fervent hope that the implementation of the conclusions and recommendations of the reports will go a long way to reawaken and revitalize the work of the Commission. Indeed, the importance of the political support to achieve the mandate of the Commission is paramount to the successful fight against the diverse dangers and threats in our seas. as would be rightly expected, delivering effectively on my mandate requires the fullest cooperation and commitment of all member states. I therefore look forward to working with all member states to address the increasing maritime security concerns in the Gulf of Guinea. Your Excellencies, without doubt, our quest to mitigate the various challenges confronting the Commission would require that each of us meets all our political and financial obligations to the Commission, participates in its meetings at the appropriate levels, as well as demonstrates unwavering commitment to the work of the Commission. I'm grateful once again for the confidence reposed in Ghana and myself to lead this great Commission, and thereby underscore the imperative of strengthening the collaboration amongst the member states to enable us harness fully the benefits and immense resources that abound in the Gulf of Guinea.
Meanwhile, the National Peace Council have also joined in the fight against illegal mining and have been joined by the Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council, George Amon. George, peace be unto you. What is the Council's position on the fight against illegal mining?
All right. Good afternoon, Ken, and good afternoon to all those who are listening to Metro TV. Yes, you know, peace is built on some structures. It's not built on a vacuum. When you have people who have work to do, who have water to drink, who have hospitals to go to when they are sick, who have educational facilities to send their children to, society is more peaceful. And if you are talking about positive peace, you are talking about an environment where the structural issues are properly addressed, including, livelihood issues. If you look at the Galamsey issue, one, it is depriving the communities where these activities are taking place their water. It is depriving them of their arable lands for agriculture or crops. It is depriving them of good health. I did some research in Dunkwa Onofin, and you realize that sometimes some sicknesses people are infected, as a result of the mercury and other things. So when you have an environment where people are affected in this manner, young girls are impregnated because people have money and they can have them. Boys have left schools and they are getting into the den. You cannot be sure,
Right.
of a positive peace environment. I think that is where the concern is. And if you look at places where Galamsey is taking place more and more, you realize that there are hostilities also between the miners on one hand and the community people. Sometimes they feel that they have been affected. Their lands have been taken away, their water is gone, and etc. And these are issues, potential for conflicts to occur.
Right. Now, President Akufo-Addo has admitted that the fight against illegal mining has been a difficult one. What new, innovative ideas do you think government should adapt to win this fight?
I think dialogue is very important, and government has started, I think, on that note, which is very good. You need to have the people on your side. You need to press until people come to, personal awareness that this is not good for me, for my children, and for generation unborn. Laws alone, we must get this clear, cannot resolve this matter. These are emotive matters that touch on the lives of people, and you need the law, and you need the understanding of people to get it off our way. So I think government has said, well, I would want to encourage to deepen the dialogue processes. The consultations must continue, at all levels. Even students must come on board. We shouldn't leave teachers out of this consultation. The chiefs have been consulted. I think we have to do more consultations with them. Then, where legal issues have to also have their effect, we shouldn't also shy away at all. I think if we are able to go that path, we are sure we are going to get this out of our way. We need to get the people on board. We need to let them know that it is in their interest. Even the one who is gaining from it today, we have to help the person probably come out of that situation. You are getting the money today, but tomorrow you are destroying the future of the whole community.
Right. There have also been calls for religious bodies to be actively involved in the fight against Galamsey. What is your view on that?
I think that is also in the right direction. Religious leaders wield considerable influence in our society. The last population census gave up to about 98% of Ghanaians, being religious. So you need them if you really want to make any headway. So I think it's important in using the purpose or using the mosque. We can give some time, even if it's 10 minutes, for the National Commission for Civic Education or for any other institution, to share thoughts on this, or the Minerals Commission, or any other key person. The DCA, for example, can do. I think they have a big role to play in dealing with the issue we are all facing. I think it should be a collective effort. We should take away all the personal and other parochial interests and focus on the future of our motherland. We have to leave a country that our children will come and praise us for leaving such a country to them. But if you leave a country without water, without arable lands, we cannot be happy.
Right. John, glad you could speak to me this afternoon. Thank you very much. Right, we have more news on our website at metrotvonline.com. You can catch up with all the news that you missed there. Meanwhile, the Media Coalition Against Galamsey is also calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, order all small-scale and surface mining activities to stop immediately to allow water bodies and forests affected to be restored. I understand that we've been joined on the telephone lines by the Communications Director for the Small Scale Miners Association of Ghana, Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. Abdul Razak, thank you very much for your time. What do you make of calls by the Media Coalition Against Galamsey to suspend all surface mining activities?
Thank you for having me, and then good afternoon to your good listeners. Media Against Coalition, that call to us as an association is a lazy man approach, because banning whether surface, underground, and all mine activities, it is not the way to go. We are talking of illegal activities, illegal mining. When we are talking of illegal mining, we should talk about illegalities in the sector. But to say banning is not solving the problem. This same Media Coalition in 2017 led a crusade, and that was when the blanket ban came on us, small-scale miners. At the end of the day, what have they achieved? When the ban came, by 2018, Ghana produced the highest gold in Ghana here. At that point in time, there was a ban on small-scale mining activities, whether legal or illegal. They banned everything. So it's the same call they are calling. So that approach must be changed. And this same illegal this coalition were the people behind the whole thing. So we don't buy into that. It is a problem. Yes, we agree. How are we solving the problem? That is the way we should go. But the word banning is not the way to go.
Right, and government has handed over the Brim River to small-scale miners to protect. Do you think that's a call in the right direction?
Very so, because we've been crying along, always saying that we can police our own selves and make sure that the illegal ones, we eradicate them. And all along, we've been pushing for this, and now government have listened to us, and they've given us a task. This is just a task they've given us. So we are also ready to fish out or to make sure that those on that river body, we want to prove to the whole world that yes, we can fight these illegal miners because we know where they are, we know those who are behind it, and we follow them. Now that government have issued it to us, it is now the time for us to prove to people that really the policing that we are talking about, we are ready to do it, and we'll do it and do it successfully.
Abdul Razak, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Now, former Member of Parliament of Okaigwe North, Fuseni Issa, has commended Samuel Abujinapo for fighting illegal mining hands-on.
And I'm happy that the man the president is elected to put in charge of this activity is up and doing. I've listened to the release by the media coalition, and I've also noticed some of the issues that they raised. Amongst others, they want the prosecution of the dismissal of MMDCs in the districts where those menaces are happening. I would agree with them, but you see, in the past, it's been obvious that some of these things have been done right from either Accra or somewhere else without their involvement. Now that it is obvious that what is going to happen going forward, especially with Operation Halt 2, is going to expressly involve these people, then we can hold them responsible for what happens within their districts. So that point of them being sacked at this point, regional ministers, MMDCs, I think that we have an opportunity going forward to be able to assess them, because now they are going to be expressly involved.
Let's now bring you our 3 facts about the World Cup. Fact number 1, New Zealand is the only team to go unbeaten in the 2010 World Cup as they drew all 3 of their group games. Now, the winner of the tournament, Spain, lost their first group match against Switzerland. Fact number 2, Germans' 1998 starting lineup versus Iran was the oldest ever fielded at a World Cup. Players were an average age of 31 years and 345 days. The next closest record is held by Belgium, whose average players were aged 31 years and 304 days. The Indian team qualified for the 1950 World Cup in Brazil, but withdrew from the competition due to financial concerns. FIFA's requirement for players to wear shoes during matches played a role in the team's decision, since the Indian players had previously only played barefoot. Newsbeat returns after this break. You're welcome back. 4 worker unions in the public universities of Ghana who decided to embark on an indefinite strike from Thursday, October 13th, 2022, if government failed to resolve issues regarding their conditions of service, are locked up in a meeting with officials of the Education Ministry in a bid to find lasting solutions to their poor working conditions of service. Now, my colleague Jerry John Akono is at the ministry and joins us with the latest. Jerry, welcome to the show. I understand the meeting is behind closed doors. What have you gathered so far?
Ken, I'm within the Education Ministry, where the meeting between government and UTAG and other teacher unions are ongoing over their conditions of service. The conditions of service include full allowances for duty bearers, which include the heads of department and other position holders within the public universities. The second is the commutation allowance, also known as the off-campus allowance, which include the allowances from their houses to campus. And the third is the car maintenance allowance. Now, at their emergency meeting this week, the National Labour Commission ruled that the government and the teacher unions, the parties, should engage and agree on terms of payment. And that is the meeting that is ongoing today. Now, it is expected that at the end of the meeting, they will reach agreements on terms of payment. I have gathered, as far as the expectation of the teacher unions are concerned, they are expecting that they will reach agreement on the payment of their condition of services. And I'm learning that if that does not happen, if they are not able to reach agreement on terms of payment, then they will continue with their strike. That is ongoing. The meeting is ongoing. I have seen the deputy minister and other executives of UTAG. They are locked up in the closed door meeting, and I am monitoring closely, and we'll get the outcome for viewers at the end of the day.
Please keep us posted, Jerry. Thank you. Now, the Minister of Education, Dr. Yaosei Aduchum, has again reiterated government's position to pilot a 6-year secondary education system from 2023 as part of the education reforms being pursued by the government. According to him, the decision forms part of efforts to transform the secondary education in Ghana with focus on science, technology, engineering and mathematics. But the minority caucus in Parliament is raising questions over the policy decision. Let's now get onto the telephone lines and speak with ranking member on the Education Committee, Peter Nochu Kotu. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show. Why are you against this decision to extend the secondary school education by 3 more years? Right, so let's get onto the telephone lines as I earlier announced and speak to a ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament, Peter Nochu. Thank you very much for joining me. Why are you against this decision to extend the senior high education by 3 more years?
Let me, first of all, thank you for calling me. But let me make the correction that I am not against any new reforms. But my position is very clear. I agree with the fact that we need to be reviewing our educational policy to respond to the needs and changes that are taking place all over the world. But while we are doing that, we need to be mindful of the fact that there are a number of things we need to do correctly. And if we don't do them correctly, no matter what changes, no matter the innovations we bring on board, will not work. Why am I saying this? In the first place, the structure as we have it now is embedded in the Constitution. The Constitution gives us 3 levels: the basic, the secondary, and the tertiary. So you cannot just on your own move one structure to the other, or part of one structure to the other. The former Minister for Education, Honorable Matthew Poku Prempeh, attempted it when he brought a bill before the House that he wanted the secondary school to be part of the basic education system. We advised him that it won't work. He didn't listen. When he came to the floor of the House, he had to withdraw the bill, then change certain things before we pass it for the pre-tertiary education in this country. So the minister should first of all seek approval from the cabinet. The cabinet must write to the speaker for an amendment of Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution that we want to make a junior high school part of the secondary education. Then based on that, they will go through the process, which is not even a 1-year process. A lot of engagements will have to take place. So if you have not done any engagement anywhere, then you just come, you are seeking parliamentary approval.
Right.
It will not happen.
Mr.
Then number 2. Hello, yeah, go on.
Carry on.
Number 2, to provide quality education, I don't think the financier is in moving the junior high school to add to the senior high school and even compound the challenges and the problems that we already have there. We have neglected the basic education for some time now. If we don't give the basic education the necessary support, because there is a dwindling budgetary allocation to the basic education. The classrooms are not there, The furniture in the classrooms, you cannot find good furniture. There are no teaching learning materials. The textbooks over the years are not available. The teacher motivation is very poor. You see, so if we don't address those issues at the basic level,
right,
no matter what artificial infrastructure we put in place, it will not work. So
right.
we need to strengthen the basic education first before we think of anything else.
These are pertinent concerns you've raised, but have you had discussions with the Education Ministry from the committee level with regards to these concerns you are raising?
No, he has not come up to the committee before the committee that this is the proposal he is making or government is making. So until he comes, and these are issues we have been raising every day, so there are very no concerns to him. So when he comes to the committee, we will make these things known to him. Yeah.
Right. Peter Nochu Kotu, thank you very much for your time. Now, the AMA task force has been met with lots of confrontations and agitations after the team visited the Ododo-Diodio constituency as part of the Operation Clean Your Frontage strict enforcement. My colleague Shadrach Odame Ejare is on the grounds to bring us a report.
For the strict enforcement of the Operation Clean Your Frontage initiative, it's ending today, Friday, in the Ablekuma South constituency. We have been through Choko, Chemu, and Tea Garden, and most parts of the Ablekuma South constituency. We have actually paid another surprise visit to the Ododo-Diodio constituency, where most households have been tasked to clear their various frontages. So in your shot, what you are experiencing is a food vendor. She's selling banku with rice ball and what have you, and she's selling right in front of a gutter. She's selling right in front of a gutter. So like I mentioned, we have not started with the Ododo-Diodio constituency, but it was a surprise visit that was paid to the constituency by the mayor, Elizabeth Kwacho-Saki, and then the task force plus the city response team to tell them of what is coming up, only to find people vending or selling foods with people, a lot of people queued the behind in front of the gutters, and so they are trying to get her to move away from the place and then clear the gutter or desilt the drain, and after that she can come back and then do her selling. So that is what you are seeing in your shot. That is the chaos that has erupted from today's operations, and it's been back and forth since morning, where people are sharing varied views. Some people feel they are being treated unfairly. Others also are saying it is unhealthy for human life, so they would have to be ejected. So that is why you have most of the people shouting and then yelling on top of their voices. So this is what the scene here is like in the Ododo-Diodio constituency. It's all about sanitation, and the people here are objecting to the fact that people are being ejected from the ends of the street and then selling in front of the filthy gutters. My name is Shadrach Odame Ejare for Metro News Accra.
Staying active is key to staying healthy. Exercising for at least 30 minutes a day is an easy way to reduce your cancer risk.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month is proudly brought to you by Reflux Sanitary Pad and Baby Pull-Up Diaper and Give Us Floor and WC Cleaners.
Our men should also be enthused about checking themselves, because as at now, even with the enlightenment we have, men still deny the fact that they can get breast cancer. And you accepting that you are prone in getting breast cancer will equally push you to go and do your checks, because like most of the women that were diagnosed, it was through this advocacy and then screening, voluntary walk-in checks that detected or diagnosed them of breast cancer.
The news returns after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Good afternoon, welcome back to Newsbeat Live on Metro TV. My name is Winston Taki. And now to a false business story. The upcoming second floor pricing window of October 2022, which commences on Sunday, 16th of October 2022, for prices across pumps within the country are projected to see an increase of average 10% for both petrol and diesel.
From observed figures within the downstream industry and forest movements, COPEC anticipates an average price escalation of about 10.12% for both petrol and diesel. Between the current window and the next window due, 16th October 2022, crude oil price is observed to have seen an increase of 3.66% from $89.46 to $92.73 per barrel, while the dollar index has further gone up by about 4.08% from 10.21 Ghana cedis to 10.627 Ghana cedis per dollar as per government rate, though actual market rates are quite higher currently. Internally, the projected average price of both petrol and diesel for the next window are expected to be 13.77 Ghana cedis per litre, showing a price jump of 10.12% over the current mean floor prices for both products across the various OMCs trading. From observed data, petrol, which is currently selling at an industry average of 11.06 Ghana cedis per litre, is likely to be sold at 12.38 Ghana cedis per litre, 11.88% higher from 16 October 2022, while diesel currently selling at an industry average of 13.95 Ghana cedis per litre is likely to be sold at 15.16 Ghana cedis per litre, 8.72% higher. For LPG, the international price is estimated to hit 618.34 metric ton US dollars, up to by 3.81%. The price of LPG is likely to go up by 5.04% to sell around 10.21 Ghana cedis kilogram. COPEC in its release admonishes the government to do whatever deems necessary to ensure an urgent stabilization of the cedi to the dollar exchange rate in order to prevent pricing of petroleum products getting to an impending disaster.
Now, the Finance Ministry has commenced its stakeholder engagement on the development of the 2023 budget statement and economic policy, which commenced today in Accra. Representing the Finance Minister, his deputy John Kumar says the current economic challenges put the nation in a tough situation, with calls for transparency and accountability throughout the process.
Well, it's part of the financial transparency towards the budget preparation. We need inputs from various stakeholders to be able to capture the essence of the nation and the expectations of various stakeholders as far as the budget preparation is concerned. So, of course, this is not the first time. I'm not sure this should be the last time. We should continue to engage anytime you are preparing the budget for Parliament, so that we can have collective input from different sections of the society. Well, where we are now, there will be no solution without tightening our belt, because we are in tight situation. And the only way you stop digging when you are in a hole, the only way you stop going deeper when you are in a hole is to stop digging. And once you're stopping or cutting down your expenditures, obviously we are going to be faced with some difficult situations. So we must all live up to that reality that we are not in normal times.
That'll be all for business here on Newsbeat. My name is Winston Taki. Phil Jonquarte is standing by with sports. Phil, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Winston. Up next, the latest in sports. My name is Phil Jonquarte. Let's focus on women's football and focus on the Malta Guineas Women's Premier League match. Day 2 will start tomorrow across the various centers in the northern and the southern sector. First year should be on your screens pretty soon. Find out who is playing who. Then we'll give it to you right here on Newsbeat. But it's getting interesting. Berry Ladies to take on Soccer Intellectual. Face Ladies who won their first game will welcome Lady Strikers into the southern sector, while the peace officers will tackle Ridge cities that were beaten in the first tie. Stokotif will see whether they can beat former champions Azakers Ladies, while the Army Ladies will tackle Thunder Queens. Let's go to the northern sector because the northern ladies will take on Tamale Super Ladies. That should be a regional derby. Prison Ladies will see whether they can beat the defending champions Apin Dankwa Ladies. Then Ashna will be in Kumasi against Supreme Ladies. Candy Ladies Academy will welcome the team from the Ashanti region. We're talking about Fabulous Ladies, while Dreams Ladies will play Pel Ladies in match day 2 of the Malta Guineas Women's Premier League. From Ghana, let's go straight to the EPL because it's Manchester City that will go to Liverpool. That should be very, very interesting after Liverpool performance in the Champions League. Fixtures on your screens now. Brentford and Brighton will start match day 11. At the King Power Stadium will be Leicester City playing against Crystal Palace. Wolves, who are struggling despite everything, will welcome Nottingham Forest. In London, Fulham will see whether they can beat Ben. I think that should be Bournemouth, yeah? Then Tottenham Hotspur will play against Everton. Then Sunday, or Monday rather, it will be Liverpool playing against Manchester City. But prior to that, it will be Chelsea going all the way to Villa Park. That's your afternoon sports. My name is Phil Jonquarte. Desi is ready for Showbiz. Up next is entertainment news. I'm Desmond Okrekudan. So now in entertainment, royalty collection has been a bane for musicians in Ghana as there have been continuous complaints of not receiving monies due them. And speaking to the issue, Seydou Idrisu, a senior copyright administrator at Share Publishing in South Africa, has attributed the situation to several factors, including the lack of proper royalty collection systems.
Speaking on the show, the senior copyright administrator at Share Publishing emphasized that artists in Ghana do not get the royalties due them due to the lack of a proper royalties collection system.
In terms of publishing, we don't have artists.
Okay.
We don't have producers. We have composers and authors, which fall within the category of songwriters. So if you're a songwriter, you are either an author or a composer. These are the two. So within that area is a little bit complicated because if the monetary system is not there, that's one challenge here in the country. The monetary system is not there. And also the administrative side is a problem, which I don't know how they handle it. And also when it comes to income generation, people that are using the music, they end up using it for free, because there's no systems to check how much or how this station or this, if it's radio or if somebody want to use your song for a movie, documentary, advert, and all those things. They're supposed to license the song from the society or from the record label or through the publisher. But because the structures are not there, so people end up using the music and you don't make any money out of it.
He therefore implored musicians to make use of the split sheet to make royalty collection easier in order to prevent the usual cases of disagreements between artists over monies.
Okay, now let's talk about Nicki Minaj, because the American rapper has hinted that she may be coming to Ghana soon. An Appeals and Poaching rapper said she may be collaborating with an artist in Ghana. She made the revelation in an Instagram live video.
When am I coming to Ghana? Oh, I would love to come to Ghana. I actually may be doing something major, a business type of situation with a with an artist from Ghana really soon.
And so we'll wait to see who that person is going to be if Nicki Minaj gets to Ghana. Big also congratulations going out to Black Sherif because he's released the visuals for his 45 song on his Maiden album. And so far it's garnered about 430,000 views in less than 24 hours. And that's a wrap-up entertainment. I am Desmond Okrekudan. So Kenneth is standing by with the rest of the bulletin.
Thanks, Desi. International news is next.
Tunisia's Coast Guard says the bodies of 15 migrants have washed up off the coast of Mardia. The authorities says the bodies were badly decomposed, suggesting they had been in the water for a long time. They added that the bodies were Africans after trying to identify them. Many African migrants risk their lives crossing the Mediterranean trying to reach Europe. The Ukrainian president's chief of staff has demanded that the Red Cross should visit the Olenivka prison in Donetsk within 3 days. However, the Red Cross tried to secure access to the camp but says it was denied by Russian authorities last month. Ukrainian prisoners were killed in explosions at the camp, which both sides blame on each other. Kyiv said the prison was targeted by Russia to destroy evidence of torture and killing, while Moscow blamed Ukrainian rockets. Communities in the 3 Australian states have been ordered to evacuate as torrential rain brings major flooding. At least 500 homes have been flooded, 1 person has died and another is missing as the disaster unfolds. Floods have swamped roads, forced school closures and cut power to 3,000 houses and businesses. In New South Wales, about 600 people were told to evacuate from the town of Forbes, where about 250 properties and business were expected to flood.
My name is Kenneth Jesse. Thanks for watching. See you soon.